So another way to put this in perspective is to think about 10 years into the past. Okay? 10 years in the past, all of online advertising in the United States was $7 billion. Exactly. Peanuts. That's nothing, right? This year, display advertising alone will be $8 billion. Okay? And then when you look at the entire space, digital will be 6 times as much in 10 years. So pretty incredible perspective. So it's a very exciting time. If you work in an agency and the average age of the digital marketer is 28, I'm 28. Right? Okay? So for me, it's perfect. This is one of the greatest opportunities of the last 100 years to be at an agency. And all of you guys should be incredibly excited. Because you're no longer talking about silos of advertising. You're talking about all of advertising in one place. And figuring out how to be most effective for your clients. Okay? Catches, what do you do next? Okay? So here's how we look at what to do next in terms of the playbook for the near future. I'm going to step away from those plans. Okay? The first thing, understand the consumer state. So make sure you know what the consumer is doing at any given point in time. Forget about the device, forget about the channel. Understand the consumer activity. Come back to that in a minute. Cross-channel campaigns. Stop thinking in silos. We constantly talk to agencies and advertisers, and they have one team running social, one team running video, one team running display, one team running TV, one team running radio. It's one team. I know you guys have done integration, I think, in your agency. That's fantastic, because once you've done integration, you can run cross-channel campaigns. Third thing, you finally will be able to reach your audience on a one-to-one mass scale. People have been talking about one-to-one advertising for 30 years, and I'm going to show you an example of how you actually can do it today. It's going to be pretty exciting. Okay, here we go. Mapping to the consumer state. This, I don't know if this is Spain, but in the 1980s, this is the average American consumer sitting in front of the TV, watching All in the Family. 70 million people tuned in on an average Tuesday night in February. Average Tuesday night. Not American Idol finale, not the Super Bowl, just a boring Tuesday night. Really? Like, that many people just watching TV? Absolutely. This is what it looks like today. Yes? I hope Apple does a better job than that. That's not good. Okay. So you have all these devices. So the question is, what activity is the consumer now doing? Are they watching TV? Are they on their laptop? Are they looking in Google Glass? Are they consuming what? So we have to look at the research. Google did a study where they talked to 4,500 people when they're in a multi-state environment. And they said, what is the #1 thing you're doing when you have more than one device and you're watching TV? Incredibly, email. Yeah. Email. That's sexy. This is like unbelievable, okay? So email, browsing, social networking, it's all these things that you don't realize that actually the consumer state is in a different kind of actual channel than you think you might be advertising into, okay? So are there TV planners in the room, or formal TV, or integrated TV planners now? Anyone that buys TV? Okay, a bunch of people. So here's my question for TV planners. How many of you have put an email campaign and a TV campaign on the same I/O? No way. that in front of 500 agency people in the United States, and people like actually laughed at me. They thought it was funny. But when you step back for a second and you go, okay, I don't need to just think about linear broadcast, and I don't need to just think about cable. What is the consumer actually doing? If you pragmatically look at it, it makes a lot more sense. And so there's different ways to kind of think of just advertising in the silos that we've been used to for 50 years. Right? Mobile is another one. I constantly get asked by advertisers, I want to be in mobile. How do I get into mobile? It's so hot right now. It's like amazing. Well, first of all, I say, and this is important, mobile is a technology feature, not an advertising silo. If you think about it, if I'm at home on my couch for 3 hours on my tablet, why am I a mobile user? Right? Your wireless laptop's here. Are you a mobile user? Really? Okay. So what about if I'm at Starbucks? Yeah? I don't know. It's hard to think about what you actually are just based on the size of the device or where you actually are. Another way to think about it is to go to the research again and say, what is the weekly and daily mobile and tablet activity? The Pew Research Center, again, email. Number one activity on mobile and tablets is email. Okay? In terms of advertising channels, they'll look at news, sites, games, social networking. So when an advertiser says, I want to be in mobile, you say, great, give me your email creative, give me your pre-roll so I can run you in games, give me your social networking creative. Because that's the actual activity that the consumers are in. It doesn't matter about the device. I have a 60-inch TV at home, or 55, it keeps getting bigger every time I say it. Okay. But I put a wireless USB into it, and I put it on my back porch. So I have a 50-inch wireless device on my back porch. So I'm mobile, right? Come on, how cool would that be if I walked into a bar with like my giant TV, right? It's not mobile using. Okay? So think about the activity in the consumer state. This is another device that's recently come out, and I get very different answers, whether I'm in the US or Europe. Affluent early adopters, active usage, highly engaged audience. Raise your hand if you, don't say, but raise your hand if you know what this device is. Shh. Okay, so this is the Samsung Smart TV. Okay, so for the first time, you can go to a TV planner and say, I want to put your TV dollars on a home page in TV. Talk about like a brain meltdown. Wait, what? Your TV dollars on a home page in a TV. Huh. Against the same audience that's watching TV? Like, that's why you have to be an integrated agency, right? Because the devices, the technology, everything is blurring the lines now. It's not clear to me what you call this anymore. I can't call it traditional or digital when you have a smart TV. It's just another way to reach an audience at home, right? And you can do it in lots of different ways. This is apps, so you can put pre-roll in front of all these apps. You can play different kinds of games. You can actually do social networking. So you can have social networking ads. You've got audio. You've got all kinds of different things you can do in smart TV. So the adoption isn't there yet, but every TV now shipping from every manufacturer is smart TV enabled. So over the next several years, it's going to be interesting to see how we adopt that form of advertising.